Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Heavy Metal Music Theory. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the song Angry Again by Megadeth. All right, now if you're a Megadeth fan and you've never heard of this song, it's probably for good reason. It was done on a very special 1995 kind of a compilation of B-sides, covers, and the like. Hidden Treasures is the album. It's got a lot of... it's called Hidden Treasures for a reason. This is a freaking banger of a collection. I'm going to go through the intro slow. I'm literally learning this as I'm talking to you. So what I really want to do is play the verse riff, but I'm going to play the intro very slow, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go. Forgive the slowness. Alright, again, I've played that about 3 times. I don't have it up to speed, but we're doing this live, okay? I've analyzed this thing for a minute, and I realized this is one of the coolest sections I've ever analyzed in any heavy metal tune ever, okay? And I'm going to write this down for you. I'm going to put it up on screen. I want to try to relay this information to you without confusing the hell out of you, okay? We have riff number 1. It is one line with 4 individual phrases, okay? Those phrases are 4 notes in length each. 3 of the notes of each of those phrases happens to be the same 3 notes over and over, but in a different order or voicing. So whenever you change the order of the notes of a chord, you're changing the voicing of the chord. You're doing an inversion. You're rearranging the letters so that they're in different orders. Those notes happen to be E flat, G, and B. Now an E flat, G, and B is an augmented triad. And for each of those 4 phrases, that augmented triad is in a different order, but it's still the E flat augmented triad. And what's also really cool about this is that the first note of each phrase, of the 4 phrases that make up this line, also contain the notes of a D augmented triad, okay? So let me just say this again. Riff 1 is a 4-phrase line of notes. Each phrase has 4 notes. The first note of each phrase, in total, for all 4 phrases, makes up the notes of a D augmented triad, okay? And then the last 3 notes of each phrase make up the notes in different configurations each time, in different inversions, of an E flat augmented triad. Okay, now the really cool thing about, there's 2 really mind-blowing things happening here, and I don't know if this was done on purpose or if this is just the guitar's symmetrical, the guitar is very forgiving in that you can find things that sound good without knowing why they sound good, right? So is Dave Mustaine a quiet genius, or did he just happen to stumble upon something that works? Let me know in the comments below. Does Dave Mustaine know music theory, or is he just playing what works, right? You let me know in the comments below. What we're looking at here is 2 augmented triads occurring with inversions from phrase to phrase. And what's really cool about these 2 augmented triads, obviously being an augmented triad is really cool because you can put those notes in any order you want, and they're still an augmented triad. So you could call it an E flat augmented triad or a G augmented triad. Whatever you want to do, it works. What's really amazing about this is that the augmented triad that makes up the last 3 notes of the phrase is the E flat augmented triad, all right? The augmented triad that makes up the first note of every phrase, the starting note, is also an augmented triad, but it's off of D. Okay, now the reason that's so cool is because D and E flat are neighbors. They are only a half step apart. So we are intermingling 2 augmented triads with inversions that are exactly a half step apart. So this is an amazing section that's just interweaving not only a really cool chord, but in a really cool way. Very different. God, I love this. Let's go on to the next section, shall we? Killer. That was verse 2. I'm sorry, riff 2 for the verse. And we're starting out with E minor. And then we're going to do like a C major 7 with an E in the bass. And then we're doing C to B. All right, so 6-5. And then it's back to the 1 chord E minor. Now, what makes this whole thing that I just played so damn amazing is Dave Mustaine is doing his signature major 3rd interval. I like to call it a power chord. I don't care what you guys call it. He's doing that major 3rd. He's taking the happy interval and making it dark and evil. He's playing it low, and he's doing it in a chromatic movement. Chromaticism and Megadeth go hand in hand. That is amazing. I love that. And then, of course, toward the end, we're just throwing in the D. And then we have a, if the tab is right, we have a C and an A, which is just kind of like an inverted A minor. And then G, and then back to E for the 1. I'm not going to do the chorus. I'm going to do the bridge, which is a very heavy, distorted, chunky section. It goes like... All right. So this part demonstrates, obviously, more based in E minor, but a lot of chromaticism, full power chords used. And again, we're doing E, which is the 1. We're doing the flat 2 and F, Phrygian vibe. We're doing the 2 in F sharp. We're doing the 3 in G. We're doing the major 3rd, which would be pulled from, or borrowed rather, from the parallel major E major. All right, major 3rd, happy time. 5th is A, which is the 4 chord. Then we bring in the tritone, B flat. Can't be a metal tune without a tritone. So there it is. And again, that section is made signature by the fact that it's all chromaticism all the way up from the root to the tritone, note for note, half steps all the way. The chugs, the vocals, what a section. All right, then we got more solo stuff. And I think we're going to call it on this one. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're learning. Please like and subscribe. Also, if you feel like buying me a cup of coffee so I can continue focusing on this crazy stuff and giving you more stuff, please link in the comments below. It's as little as $1 one time. Just let me know that you're having fun. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you very soon.